Hey guys, thank you for being here with me. I want to make this video to point out some things that were on my mind, and I think it's extremely important to point out these items. So I just finished watching what can be questionably the most important speech that Barack Obama has given since his presidency. Without a doubt, the speech that Barack Obama gave last night or the night before last, basically stating that Donald Trump needs to resign before he's impeached, is arguably one of the best speeches I've ever seen Barack Obama give. Okay. With that being said, I want to point out a couple very, very, very important things that I observed. And in observing these important items, it made me have to go back and do some research and find out why these items stuck out so much to me. And I'll explain it to you. So towards the end of the speech, right around 42 minutes of the speech, Barack Obama goes into detail about some keynote individuals that have helped transform his life. He spoke about his wife, Michelle, in a deep, deep way, to the point to where it brought tears to his eyes. He explained how he's been married to Michelle for over 25 years, and she didn't ask to be a part of his 8 years of presidency, but she took it, and she was graceful in the position as first lady, and he couldn't have been who he is today without her. And he just really, really, really admired. He took the time to admire his wife, and he went on to explain how he's so proud of his daughters, for the ladies that they've become, and the amazing job that they had to endure. One of his daughters being 11, in the presidency. So that was really cool to see. Now, this is when it gets weird. Right on the back of him explaining those items, he goes into detail about Joe Biden, right? He says, and Joe Biden, the scrappy kid from, I think it was Iowa. And then he explains how Joe Biden basically, through his hard work and dedication, Joe Biden he very briefly touched on how Joe Biden was the best decision that he could make at that time. Then he moved right on. He did not step in front of that Mack truck. He would not sign his name on endorsing Joe Biden. He moved right on to the next person. So much so I was like, whoa, wait a minute. This has been your vice president for 8 years. You guys have been around the world together. You guys went in and found Osama bin Laden together. You guys literally have seen so much together. Why did you move on so quick? And that's the topic of our conversation today. I'm going to start this topic with a thesis. And it's based in this right here. No inexperienced son, I do not know one. No inexperienced son goes into the world of international politics and business without consulting with their experienced father who have been there forever. The arguments that Trump have against the Bidens are rooted in mostly fact. And I'll show you it today. Listen what I'm saying. The arguments that Trump are raising against the Bidens are rooted in mostly fact. And it's not just smoke. Like you can see the fire too. Let me explain. Joe Biden has been in political office. Well, let me explain what a statement that Joe Biden made that just really made it seem incriminating when he said it. He said, Hunter and I did not discuss his business. Huh. Hunter and I did not discuss his business. There has been rumors that Hunter, at a very, very, very young age, became part of a board and they paid him $53 million. $53 million. And when Trump seen that as a businessman, he said, there's a smoking gun. And the reason being is because Donald Hunter Biden is not an heir to the Saudi kingdom. He is not a Saudi prince. 53 million. How can you be appointed in a position and be offered $53 million when your dad on Wikipedia says his net worth is less than $900,000? Look it up on Wikipedia if you think I'm not telling the truth. Now, listen to what I'm about to tell you. Joe Biden became senator, I think, of Delaware in 1972 or 1973. In that time frame, Joe Biden, for what matters is what positions did Joe Biden hold and on what boards did Joe Biden become a part of during his time in office? Joe Biden became the chairman, the leader of the United States Committee on Foreign Relations. Do you understand what that means? If you don't, no problem. I'll explain it to you in layman terms, but let me explain something before I explain that. Hunter Biden was doing business in Ukraine as a kid fresh out of college. Doing business in Ukraine as a kid fresh out of college. Offered over $53 million. Supposedly, Joe Biden, where Trump says the smoking gun lies, is because Joe Biden had some political roadblocks removed for the government of Ukraine. And in their appreciation of him doing so, they placed Hunter Biden in a position and gave him an obscene amount of money. So why Hunter Biden may be worth 53 million, there's no telling how much. Like these are like subsidiaries of large companies, like you do business that way. But anyway, let's talk about what is the United States Senate Committee on Foreign Relations. Okay. The United States Senate Committee on Foreign Relations is completely in charge with leading foreign policy and legislation in the Senate. Its primary task is overseeing and funding, giving money to foreign aid programs, as well as funding gun sales. Did you hear what I just said? Also overtraining national allies like the Iraqi army and stuff like that. Did you hear what I just said? They are over foreign aid programs, giving money to foreign aid programs, and as well as funding arm sales. And just yesterday, no, just day before yesterday, Hunter Biden stepped down out of nowhere from a chair position of a Chinese corporation. And Joe Biden stated that him and Hunter has never had a conversation on his foreign business and activity. Here's a 30-year-old kid. Maybe he may have been in his 20s. And his father is the chairman. Did you hear what I just said? He is the chairman of all foreign aid, guns and weapons. And Ukraine has been in heated wars since this Russia scandal has broken out. That is direct. There is Hunter Biden and his dad has never had a conversation about his foreign business and activities. Yet his father is the who's who. Yeah. Yeah, you guys need how many? $3 billion of F-16s, and how many bunker busters you need? Not quite sure. I know that I can get you 100,000. I'll tell you what, you guys need 375,000. You guys are dropping 200 tons of bombs a day. Let me reach out to my dad. Yeah, let me run this by my dad. Let me run this by my dad. Yeah. No. He's the head. No, I don't have to ask anyone. No, he's the head. He's the chairman. I'll run this by my dad. I don't know, man. Stinks to high heaven. Stinks to high heaven. Stinks to high heaven. Just stinks to high heaven. He's been in the Middle East. Let me tell you something. Biden has been in the Middle East. He's been in the Middle East and foreign activities. This guy has been making changes. I mean, this guy's been making changes since Kuwait. This guy has been. I mean, it's. I'll tell you something else that I find really interesting. Try to find all of the boards and committees that Joe Biden have been a part of. That's a task. This guy has been whitewashed. Think about it. Biden has been in the Senate since 72. This guy's been playing the game since 72. I have never had a conversation with my son about his foreign business. What are you talking about? Weird. Just a rant.